Now let's look at some of the common operations that are performed on list, tuple, and set. So the one that I'll be dealing with or working with is len, which is for counting how many elements are there. Maximum, that tells you what is the maximum number or element in that. The minimum, that will be count opposite of maximum, and then sum, that's going to add all the numbers. N actually checks if an element is present inside a container. So suppose this is my numbers right here. This is a list, and I want to check the length of that. I want to know what the length is. So in this case, you can use the length function. So when I run this, it's going to print me the length of this number. So length is 4 because there are 4 elements over here. Likewise, if I want to know the maximum, there's a function called max that's going to determine or return the maximum element over here. Maximum is 20. That's the largest element in this case. What about minimum? In this case, you use min function. That's going to return the least the smallest number in here. That would be 5. It returns 5. And same thing with this sum. Sum is going to basically take all the numbers, it's going to add them all together, and that's going to return the sum, 43. So this is a list. You can do the same operation on tuple too. So let me comment this out, run this, and it's going to work just fine. Same len, max, min, sum does the same thing as it did for the list. One application would be, let's say you have to find the average of the number. So let's say this is the numbers given to you and you have to find the average. Well, the way you find average, you take all the numbers, add them all together, so that will be a sum, and then you divide by the total number of elements you have inside your list. So in this case, the total number of elements would be 5, and when I run this, it's going to print 10.75. That's the average of all these numbers. Then there's a membership test. So in membership, you test if a certain element is present inside your container. So let's say this is my list right here, and you want to find if 10 is present in numbers. So in this case, you just use 10 in numbers, and this is going to return a boolean variable. In other words, it's going to return true or false. So in this case, when I run this, it returns true because 10 is part of this. What if I make this thing 0, add another 0, make it 100, and if I run this, it's going to return false because that is not present inside that. Now you can do the same thing with tuple. 10 in numbers, everything is same. The only difference is I'm just using tuple over here. That's all. I run this, it's going to print true. Same thing with your set. If I run this, it's going to print true. So n is an operator that allows you to check if a certain element is present inside your container.